Hey, and welcome to lesson 3 of 5. We're going to dive in and talk a little bit about validating your ideas. When I say that there are levels to this, I mean there are levels to this. You hear a lot of information on these internet streets that tell you to build out this funnel and this process. But what they don't tell you is that each part of this process was built out slowly and tested. They did not create all of these things and just put them all in this order and then put it out there. That takes a lot of time because you're building out the whole process itself and then you're putting it out there only to find out that the shit don't work, right? So why don't it work? Because you didn't even test the beginning of the process to begin with. So there's ways that you can build out the thing that you chose to sell. So in the last video, you either chose to do a workshop or a course or a coaching program or whatever it is that you want to build out for your digital product empire. I personally help people build out a core digital product, which they can sell. It is a complete course or a coaching program. Is very large, but they can pull from it if they don't want to do the whole thing, right? But they can pull a workshop from it or a mini training or something like that to validate this idea. Because the core digital product should be centered around the knowledge, the skills, the experience, and your passion overlapped with what the marketplace is asking for. And then you can pull out a product splinter and test that idea. Because the product splinter was pulled from the core digital product of the business, it should be in alignment with the transformation that core product wants to give. And if we can test it, and if enough people like that thing, then overall you're on the right track. And that's what we do in core, right? And again, I have the whole AI Pro tool that helps you do this and streamline this whole process fairly quickly. But there's levels to the empire method itself on building out the empire. Core is just the foundation. Everything else can be mixed or matched, right? But we have to make sure the core is strong so that way when you get to mixing and matching, it all lines up and you will know where the breakdown is and you will know what part of your business you need to focus on at any given time instead of being scatterbrained and all over the place. So let's dive in real quick into this training. Let's talk about validating your ideas, because every idea, and let me put this, every idea and method should be tested and dialed in first. So most people start out with nothing, right? And you have people that teaches you or tell you to send an email out to your email list, run a poll or survey. Well, how am I supposed to run a poll or survey when I don't have nobody to survey or run a poll to? So now that method feels discouraging because it makes people feel like they need to already have these things to even get started. And that's not true. Now I'm going to tell you how to start with nothing, because that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming you have no email list. You have no social media following. You might have people on your social media, but are they the right following? So that can also be a thing. They tell you to post it on your social media. You go to your Facebook, you post it there, but then you get no likes, no hits, no anything. But that's not the followers you're looking for anyway. You posted the content you want to share to the wrong people. You put the wrong bait in the water, it's not right. So that's not how you do this. So I want to make it clear, and I help people get the validation that they need for their idea. So every idea method should be tested and dialed in. When you start off with nothing, no email list, no social media, no YouTube channel, no absolutely nothing, the best place to start is the marketplace. There's somebody that you already know, an influencer or somebody you follow or listen to that you would like to do what they are doing, right? You might not do it the exact same way, but you want to make money like that. You know, you might not know the exact thing yet, but you know, like, I want to do that. But what I'm going to do, I don't know. That's where the core digital product come into place. And I have a whole backstory process activity that helps and maps this out. Okay. In the free community. So again, I'll put the link below, but it all starts from within, the inner. Once we can get that core digital product out, now we need to go to validate this product. And there's 2 ways you can validate. If you have absolutely nothing, you can go free, because that's what they tell you to do. They're telling you to go the free route to validate a product with no email list, no social media following, no nothing, no YouTube channel. So how are you supposed to do this for free? Starting from scratch and nobody know who you are. That would take you the longest time to do. Because even if you did try to start a YouTube channel and start putting out content and content daily, it's going to still take time to even find out if your idea is even a good idea. Where if you can just go paid, and this is what I recommend. I always recommend, if a person is starting with absolutely nothing, is to go the paid route. And the reason why you want to go paid route, you want to run ads. Okay, the free route, that's kind of like you go on your social media channels and stuff like that. But if you have no following, what good is that? And then if the following is that you do have is friends and family, what good is that? And then if you have no email list to send something to, what good is the free to use the email list? Because you don't have a list. And if you don't have a YouTube, then, I mean, of course you could start a YouTube, but then you're going to post it. But then you start now your channel new and there's no other information out on the net about you because you're starting from with nothing. The best way to go is paid. That's my preferred and that's my go-to. And it allows me to test it very quickly for a small budget. A lot of people you hear on these internet streets and on YouTube, if you go pay, you got to spend all this money. No, you don't. No, you do not. In my group, and if you go to the About page, even before you even join the community, you can see testimonials of people running their ads. I teach them how to do it in the free training and building email lists, like of 50 something people that don't even know who they are. Like, guys, this is not hard. It's not hard. All right. If you can go to work a day, pay a day, or donate some blood, some plasma, go to the pawn shop, pawn something, get a little money for something, do a yard sale, come up with $20. Okay. If you can do that, you can run an ad and you can validate your idea. Even if you got to go donate a blood for one day to get $25 or however much they pay for donating blood. I know they pay like upwards of 20, 30, 40, sometimes some places I heard $50 for donating. But anyway, just go donate some blood or do something positive where you can go to the grocery store, help somebody with their groceries, do something, go to Uber, DoorDash, whatever you need to do to come up with $20. Okay. Babysit somebody's kids. Right? That's how simple it is to get some money to run some ads, to validate your idea. And when you do so, several things happen. Not only do you validate your idea, but you're starting to grow an email list, something that you did not have before. That in itself is a transformation. Just that alone. Now, there's skills that you have to learn to even run the ad if you've never done that. If you've never run an ad before, I'm telling you how to get the money for it. Okay, so now you got the money for it. So now, how do I do it? Now, here's the how. Remember, I told you the how is least important. Okay, but how do I run this particular ad? Right? Because now I got the money. You had the heart and the hand, and you get in the hands, right? Because you went and got the money to make it happen because you believe you can make it happen. So that came before the how. Okay, you wasn't trying to figure out how before you got the money. It's like, I'm about to go get the money right now, then I'll figure out the how. That's what I mean. The how is the least thing. You went out, you did what you needed to do, got the money. Now I got the money. Now I can learn how. I show you that in core, in the community. And then you grow the email list. And now you're also able to get followers because now you got this email list. And when you send them the email, you can tell them, hey, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. Now you can start a YouTube channel because now you got somebody to tell you got a YouTube channel too. That's outside of your family that's interested in what it is that you do. You went directly to the marketplace. There's nothing like it. Some of your friends and family members are going to buy certain things to support you, not because they're your audience or they're the marketplace. They're not the real marketplace. They just buying from you as a support mechanism, not because they're going to constantly use your thing, right? And that's not what we want. We don't want sugar-coated love. I mean, yeah, of course, we appreciate it. We're grateful that they're supporting us and that they believe in us and they want to, contribute to our goals and dreams. That's great. But at the end of the day, so far as a business mindset, that sale did not count because that wasn't a true sale, right? It was a friendship type of thing or a love type of thing instead of, did this person really want my thing? Right? There's nothing like it when you get that first sense of strangers who really felt like what you had to offer was helpful for them because they decided to get the thing, right? So you validate your core idea by bringing something out of it, and that's a lead magnet. That's where you hear people talk about the lead magnet. Now, if somebody downloads the lead magnet, apparently they must have been interested in it to download it in the first place. So now if you're able to say, well, hey, people liked this lead magnet, and this lead magnet hopefully came from the core digital product. It wasn't just a lead magnet that came out of thin air. It was a lead magnet, strategic lead magnet, because you're validating the bigger idea. And then once that lead magnet is in place, now it's time to create a product splinter on the back. So you know that lead magnet is doing good. Now it's time for the next piece of the puzzle. You didn't map this whole puzzle out. It's one part of the whole at one time. So if the lead magnet is doing good, that validated the idea. You're growing a list. Great. Everything's working great. Now, how can I cover some of this ad cost? And how can I overcome or start making some income at this point? How can I transition that? So now that's another skill that needs to be learned. First of all, you need to have the heart and you need to believe that that's something you could do. You need to have the hand to put the skill in place that's going to allow you to get to that next thing. And then you need to know the how do I do it? See how we're working that pyramid from the bottom up. Okay. You know what I mean? So yes. And then you're going to put that into place. And then you got to validate that. Now that piece needs to be validated too. You already validated the first piece. Now you're about to put the second piece on it. So now you got to run that validation again. Now, if this second piece ain't working right, we know we need to take that out and put something else in because we already know this is working. So we got to replace this part because this part is the part that's not working. So, but if I was to toss everything up, this piece, and then something's not working, how will I know which part ain't working? Where's the breakdown? Where's the lack of skill? What is going on? So there's levels to this, and this is how we do it, right? And nobody really breaks it down in layman's terms to this degree because they're sugarcoating the things that they want to say to make it seem like it's this glorious thing. And it can be glorious, and it is glorious, but I'm gonna give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You gotta get dirty a little bit first. You know what I mean? You got to get yourself out there and get in the mud a little bit. That's where the trial and error comes from. So we need to put things in place. And the first thing you need to do, and every piece of the puzzle need to be validated. And the fastest way to validate until you build up an email list. So when you've ran enough of this and you build up a stronger email list, then it gets easier. You don't have to go with paid no more because now you have the social media following. Now you have the email list. Now you have the YouTube channel. That's why, if you noticed, the people on the bottom of the totem pole, they be the ones that spend the most money. Say, for instance, like celebrities. They walk around with the Louis and the Gucci and the Prada. But guess what? Us smaller folk that's not celebrity, we go to the Prada store, we go to get the Coach, we go get the Louis, we spending top dollar. But those celebrities ain't spending nothing. They getting it for free. They the ones that really have the money to afford it, right? The smaller people on the back end, we using income tax checks to pay for it, right? The people that really can't afford it is the people that's out here really spending the money on it. The people that can afford it, they're getting it for free. Same situation here. When you start you're using paid because you have no free. So when you start using paid enough to where now you have this free, you're able to utilize the free method, you can stop even dealing with paid and just promote straight to the free. You see what I'm saying? So it works the same way. It's just how you do it. And in the beginning, it's always best to go paid when you're starting with nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay? So that is my 2 cents on that. And I will see you in the next lesson.